So over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been working on a grant funding application to help finance a project which I've been thinking of working on over the summer, which will focus on some of the really critical urban planning and urban design issues that I think need to be discussed at this point, in issues around how we think about how we move around our towns and cities, the public transport provision, the work that is done to encourage this modal shift, which I think is really, really important, because that modal shift is what really opens up real equality of opportunity in terms of transportation, to allow people to move around a lot easier. You think of people who are unable to drive. So that's why I think things like active travel, bicycles, public transport, like buses and trams and trains and stuff, are really, really important. But obviously that does mean some hard conversations about taking land that was previously assigned to cars driving around and diverting that towards public transport. Because also the other thing is public transport
I'll be going to Mass.
It's a much more efficient use of the land space that we have. And that can be quite a difficult thing for some people to stomach, because you then introduce this whole idea of personal freedom and the idea of the government trying to take away our freedoms and so on. And to some extent I share those concerns, but I think the flip side to that is I don't think that it is impossible to have a little bit more nuance in the urban planning discussion. The idea that we can take action to encourage this modal shift, but in a way that still allows for the freedom to drive as and when one absolutely needs to. And I think that's really important, because there really are situations when people need to drive. And it's very easy for people in positions of power, for policymakers, to make decisions that really aim to move the needle quickly, but ultimately have really, really serious consequences for certain groups within the population. And that is a very deep and nuanced discussion which needs to be had. It's something that I want to also look into in the podcast. But in the meantime, the idea with the photography is to sort of have some stuff that can hopefully get out there a little bit quicker, go for stock agencies and so on and so forth, but also in turn sort of support some of the long-term podcasting work that I'm going to be doing to sort of discuss some of these issues in a little bit more depth. Now, unfortunately, I realized that the timescales for the grant that I've been applying for are not quite as quick as I'd have liked, so we're going to have to bootstrap things a little bit longer. But fortunately, being based in Bristol, I've got a lot of places close by me that I can still photograph and cover some of these issues.